Fire. That's the most destructive one in SoCal history. It's taken structures like this one, a church that just started running less than 3 months ago. Now they're partnering with local efforts to help the community get back on their feet. Pastor Christopher Spolar actually joins me now to share more. And Pastor, this was, fairly new church, 3 months. Talk to us about how this has actually impacted the community and how you've been supporting them during this tragic time.
Yeah, the devastation, as you can see, has just been a lot. It's not just for people who have lost their homes. There are people who have lost their neighborhoods. This is people who have lost their world. This is people who have lost their childhood. And so the amount of grief and shock and mourning is just tangible right now.
It's so difficult. And Pastor, whenever we respond to natural disasters, we get there on the ground. It's the churches that are there to help people first. What's that been like? What have you been able to do as a response to help the community?
Yeah, the local church, first of all, let me just say that it has been incredible to see the way that so many churches have come together and really become one church as we have looked to respond to this. And so I've never been more proud of the church as a whole. And yeah, it's been a lot. Honestly, it's kind of hard to process as we've been partnering with different things with the school district, with one church, Pasadena Church, with Pastor Kerwin Manning, was just an incredible church with a great pastor. He's kind of Pasadena's pastor. And so we've really partnered up with them, helping supply manpower and directing supplies there to get distributed to families. So we have families driving through where we load them up with things that they need, as well as having people that are there able to pray for people. Because right now, yes, people need immediate help and there are supplies that people need, but the thing that people ultimately need is hope. Yeah. And you can't give people hope. You can't throw money at people and give them hope. And so for us as Christians, the call for us is to not only give people things and help supply what they need, but for that to be a tangible expression that there is a God who is with them, that there's a community who's around them. And for us as Christians, we believe in the resurrection, that the death of something does not have to be the end of something. And we believe in new life, restoration, and reconciliation. And so that's what we're praying for our church as we've lost our building. And that's what we're praying for this area and for people to just rise up in hope. It's
powerful, right? And oftentimes when something like this happens, you lose so much, it feels isolating. You feel all alone. And that connection and that hope that you bring is a lifeline to people. Can we talk more about your church? And it was new, right? 3 months. And now are you trying to find a permanent location? How difficult is that?
Yeah, honestly, we've just been trying to take things one day at a time. Because we lost our building on day one, we just felt like the Lord was inviting us to be the church beyond the walls. And so that's what we've been doing. We've been organizing and mobilizing people to just try to meet the needs of the people. The last thought on our mind was, what are we going to do, or what about us? It was really about the greater community. And yes, now we're looking at, okay, where can we go? There's another church nearby that's opened up its doors to us. So we're going to be gathering there to pray and lament and praise. And then we're figuring out next steps for where we could have a more semi-permanent location.
Yeah, Pastor, it's always said the church is the people, not the structure, right? And you think about your congregation, It was fairly new, but it's important to check in on one another. Have you had a chance to find out what's happened with your congregation? I know that's difficult when so much was lost.
Yeah, we have. And like I said, we have people in our church who, their childhood was in Altadena. We have people in our church who they're second generation Altadena and Pasadena residents. We had one person in our church, luckily, by the grace of God, only one person lose their home. Excuse me, been taking in a lot of smoke and ash recently. And that one woman, she's a single older woman. And just so people know that there is hope that is alive. She basically lost everything. And yet this last Sunday, she was staying with a friend in Long Beach, so nearby, and she was visiting her church with her. And for the first time, this woman shares how she heard the voice of the Lord. And the Lord spoke to her and just said, let her know that he is love and that he loves her and that he's with her. and that she does not have to worry. And so for that, just those kinds of stories of hope of how God is moving are the kinds of things that we want to keep alive, because hope remains. And there is a God who is meeting people right where they're at, and he knows us by name. And so it's beautiful to see that happening with people in our midst.
In the most tragic times, you hear that voice at times, and it kind of reaffirms why you're going to church like that. Pastor Christopher Spolar, thank you for sharing not only that story, but the story of your church here tonight on Fox Weather.